Hey guys, welcome back to Mindful Scrolling. I'm super excited for this week's episode. I've got a lot to cover. I'm going to try not to be super rambly, but I just got back from a weekend trip to Charlotte, North Carolina, and I do want to talk about that just for a little bit. It was to celebrate my husband's birthday, 29th birthday, and I actually gave him a choice between Charlotte and Greenville, and he chose Charlotte. So we had actually been talking about going to Charlotte for a little while, and it just seemed like the perfect opportunity. But before I get into that, my morning moment, we're just going to jump right into my little moments, and I have a few new ones that I want to try for this week and see how that goes, and then maybe incorporate them in future episodes. So my morning moment, nothing like super crazy. It is definitely afternoon now, and it seems to be like my habit every week. But this morning, it was really good after being away for 2 days to get up and just get right back into my morning routine. Definitely feeling a little bit tired from just the weekend activities, but got up, coffee, devotions, had a great prayer time, and then I went to the gym, and it was really hard. I didn't want to go, but I knocked out my 60 minutes on the elliptical. Thank God for YouTube. That helps me get through the longer elliptical workouts. So I caught up on all of my favorite YouTubers, and of course drank my morning latte, and I am now enjoying a matcha. So nothing super different or super insane about my morning. I did a massive load of laundry, and then I also worked a little bit on my business that I think I mentioned in the previous episode. I have my first client. I don't remember if I said this or not, but I cleaned houses for several years when I lived in Greenville, and actually also in Ohio, where I'm from. So recently I have started bringing in clients again for my cleaning business, and I have my first client coming up this week. So I'm a little nervous just because, I haven't cleaned this particular house before, and it's always a little, not nerve-wracking, because obviously I've been doing this for years, but you just don't know how things are going to go necessarily. So I'm praying that everything works out, and that Philip's actually helping me. So because we're doing a deep clean, after that it'll just be me. But just praying we're able to get everything done in a timely manner. So if you think about me on Wednesday, please pray that works out. So I worked a little bit on that, just coordinating, making sure we have all the supplies and things that we need. I went to the gym, came home, did an everything, shower, washed my hair, which needed it so badly. It was just gross from several days of hiking and being out in the city, and it was just really nice to shower and wash my hair. I mean, obviously I showered. That makes it sound like I didn't shower when I was uptown. I just hadn't washed my hair in a couple of days. Right now, I'm really enjoying for my everything shower. It is called, I've got it. Yeah, it's called Moonlight Glow from Tree Hut. It's just a really yummy smelling body butter. I think it's got adaptogens and, what else is in there? It's adaptogens and magnesium and amethyst, I believe. And it smells so amazing. It's making my skin so soft. So that's definitely been a new part of my shower routine. But so that was my morning moment. And then drink of the week. So here's like a couple of my new little things I want to do every episode now. Drink of the week. So when I was in Charlotte, I had several like amazing coffees and matchas, but I'm going to say Orange Blossom. Orange Blossom. I think this might have been my drink last week too. But an Orange Blossom lavender, what was it? It was an Orange Blossom lavender rosemary latte with oat milk. Wow. So this was actually a drink that Philip got at a local coffee shop in Salisbury, actually no, Kannapolis, North Carolina, near Salisbury. And it was so, so yummy. So that's definitely my top pick of the week for like a special fun drink. My obsession of the week, 110% the city of Charlotte, North Carolina. I am completely obsessed. Obviously, I've been to Charlotte before, but I got to actually spend a couple of days there now and just walk around the city, explore all the different suburbs, all the different neighborhoods that I wasn't familiar with before. And oh my gosh, guys, like it is such a beautiful city. Yeah, it does have a bigger city feel to it, like even bigger than my hometown of Cleveland, Ohio. Charlotte feels bigger. There's skyscrapers, there's banks galore everywhere. But once you're outside of Uptown, which is cool, like for a downtown Uptown area, it is really cool and worth checking out. But the suburbs and the little communities around Charlotte are chef's kiss, so perfect. At this point, you guys know I'm obsessed and I love Greenville. I lived there, Greenville, South Carolina. I lived there for 4 years. But wow, Charlotte is awesome. Like it is right up there, like top 10 now for me, as far as like favorite cities that I've visited in the southern United States. I'm talking like beautiful, beautiful parks. We got to go to a place called Freedom Park, and there was just this gorgeous lake, and you can walk all the way around it with trees. There's people out jogging, walking their dogs. It's a very athletic, active community. I saw a ton of athleisure, which kind of surprised me, honestly. I don't think I've ever seen so many women in leggings and like sportswear in my entire life. But it was really good to see a lot of young people just out running, walking their dogs, power walking, families with, strollers and children and babies having picnics. It was awesome. Like, I love it. It's totally 100% my vibe. And then actually before we went to Charlotte, Philip had mentioned that he wanted to go hiking, and it's been a long time since either of us have gone hiking. Whenever we lived in Greenville, we would go to a place called Paris Mountain and hike, and it's definitely one of our favorite places, but we wanted to try something new. So this time we went to Crowder Mountain State Park, and it was about 50 minutes outside of Charlotte, so it wasn't too bad. We got up early, packed a lunch, and we hiked, I think round trip on my Strava app, we hiked for 4 miles. It took us just a little over 2 hours. Could definitely take less if you weren't stopping so much, but the views at the top are insane, absolutely beautiful. So you have to stop, you have to take pictures. It's really cool. So the path or the trail that we took is called the Pinnacle. There's actually 2 trails. One was a 6-mile hike and the other was a 4-mile hike. But the lady working at the visitor center told us that the Pinnacle Trail actually had a better view. I have no idea what the view looks like from the other trails, so I can't really say. But as far as the Pinnacle that we did, so gorgeous. Once you get up to the top and you're looking out at this gorgeous valley and just mountains, trees, you think that's it. But if you keep going, you kind of get off of the main trail. There is kind of this rocky area and this arrows pointing which direction to go. And you can keep hiking up and up and up until you get to the actual like tippy top of the mountain. And it was so much fun. It wasn't a very difficult hike. The map said that it was a strenuous hike, and it honestly was not bad at all. So if you're ever in the Charlotte, Gastonia area, I highly recommend a hike at Crowder's Mountain. Okay, I need to take a second to breathe here. I am very, I'm just excited. There's a lot of really good things happening right now in life, so I feel like I'm very hyper. My read of the week, I am going to make this a new part of the podcast. Like I mentioned in my previous episode, I'm a huge reader and I love to read. So I've thought that maybe you'd be interested in hearing what I'm reading right now, let me grab it. I am reading and this is very rare for me. I'm not a huge fantasy reader. It's got to be very, very specific type of fantasy. But I'm reading a book called The Serpent and the Wolf by Rebecca Robinson. I have never read from this author before. And let's see. So the little like blurb says a fake marriage meets enemies to lovers, and Rebecca Robinson's steamy, thrilling romantasy debut the start to a duology perfect for the fans of Sarah J. Maas and Jennifer L. Armentrout. I've read some Sarah J. Maas. I was kind of unimpressed. This is a very rare thing for me because I don't really read romance or fantasy. But I picked this one up, and it had this really cool map right in the cover. And I just felt like I was in the mood for something different. I'm a really big thriller reader. I mainly read thrillers and some horror. Once in a blue moon, once in a great while, I will read a romance. Again, I'm super, super picky. And I'll read fantasy even more rarely. So I actually, believe it or not, just finished the, what is that series called? See, this is how much I don't read this stuff. I just finished, let me go to Goodreads here to my read. I should know this. Let's see. What is like the actual series called though? Oh, The Empyrean. Duh. Yeah, so I've read the first 3 books in the Empyrean series. Yeah, they're interesting. Like, they're very big books, and I wouldn't want to sit down and read them physically. I am reading, by the way, The Serpent and the Wolf, the Rebecca Robinson book. I am reading that, like, with my eyeballs. So that one I'm not listening to on audio, but the Imperium books I listened to on audio, which I'm really glad that I did because they're such big, long books. I don't know if I would have finished them if I was just sitting and reading them. So, yeah, they're interesting. I definitely don't love all like the steamy like sex scenes. I try to skip through a lot of that. It just is not my thing. The story itself is pretty interesting, but yeah, I guess just kind of that tone is what has made me want to pick up this other fantasy book, The Serpent and the Wolf, that I'm reading now. But yeah, so those are my little updates for the week, and I'm going to stop rambling and get into the topic of today's vlog. I am talking about nutrition, supplements, kind of what I like to do, a little bit of my fitness routine, and yeah, I'm just gonna jump right in. So, I have just a little bit of a brief background on me. I have IBS, and yay, isn't that great? We're gonna be very transparent and vulnerable per usual on the vlog, and I'm gonna talk about my stomach issues a little bit because they have been ongoing since, oh my gosh, most of my life, but they started getting really bad in my, I'm going to say middle to late teens, so probably around 15, 16, and just progressed and got worse and worse and worse into my 20s. I have definitely had flare-ups in my late 20s and early 30s as well, but I just wanted to talk a little bit about how I have worked on healing my gut. It's an ongoing process. It's definitely not something that I can 100% say that I have completely healed my gut and that I'm never going to have another flare-up again, because I still get flare-ups. That's just unfortunately part of having IBS. But so if I go back to about 2016, 17, when I was living out and working in Colorado, I was at probably the sickest I've ever been, and also my heaviest. The only reason I bring that up is because what I thought was weight was actually water retention and extreme bloating from a lot of inflammation in my body. and nothing was working. You know, I would eat, I'd be fine, and then I'd feel so sick and be sick for days, if not weeks at a time. At that time, I realized that maybe it was actually a food allergy, and so I started playing around with different things in my diet, and I found out that I already knew I was dairy intolerant, but I found out that I'm also gluten intolerant. More recently, in the past couple of years, I was tested for celiac. I am very fortunately not celiac, but I do have a gluten sensitivity. So where celiacs can't even be around gluten or gluten-containing ingredients at all, cross-contamination, things like that, I'm still very, very careful. Like, I'm not going to necessarily go grab something that I know has been touching like bread or something like that. But if I'm at a restaurant and they say, you know, that their kitchen isn't gluten-free, I'm not necessarily going to not eat there as long as whatever I'm eating does not have a gluten-containing ingredient in it. So I'm not going to sit down and eat something with breadcrumbs, or a slice of bread or pizza with, you know, wheat crust, things like that. I actually was at a coffee shop while we were in Charlotte, and I ordered a gluten-free, it was avocado toast, but I swapped it out for gluten-free bread. And sometimes it makes me laugh a little bit, because you would think back in the kitchen, they're going, oh, this is gluten-free, maybe it's an allergy, and not include another gluten-containing ingredient, since like the bread is gluten-free. But they had put panko on, and that was my fault for not reading that in the ingredients. I'm usually better, but they had sprinkled panko on top of the toast, which, I don't know, I'm not even really sure. Maybe it was just for texture or something, but I ended up having to send it back, and they were really gracious and remade it for me. But that's just kind of an example of what I deal with. So over the years, I've had to play around with my diet a lot. I went through a long stint, kind of between, like 2017 until, I'm going to say 2023. I'm going to say 2023, where I felt like my stomach was in a really good place. I wasn't getting very many flare-ups, not feeling very sick. I was able to eat a lot of things that I wouldn't normally, like spicy foods, acidic foods like citrus and tomatoes, things like that. You know, me and Philip love tacos, so we would go out and get tacos pretty much weekly, and I just wasn't dealing with as much of the inflammation. In the last 2 years since we married and moved from Greenville, I started noticing a lot of that inflammation again in my body. I do think some of it was caused by stress and definitely high cortisol levels, but I went through all kinds of testing. I got an endoscopy. They were, again, like I said, they were trying to figure out if I was celiac, and I was just getting absolutely nowhere with it, like no answers whatsoever. Kind of at my wit's end, honestly, because I was also working a job that I was totally miserable at. And I don't think any of that was aiding my situation at all. So I started once again to change things in my lifestyle and my diet to try to kind of combat whatever this issue was. So, something that started working for me, I was dealing with a lot of, this is so embarrassing, but just like constipation and things like that. I started taking psyllium husk. Something that my doctor at the time, my gastroenterologist, had recommended was Metamucil. And I did take that for a while, but I stopped because it has a lot of added colors and ingredients that I think it had aspartame in it, like something that I was like, oh my gosh, I do not want to put that in my body. And I found out that psyllium husk, which is actually in Metamucil, is just the pure form, and it doesn't have anything added to it. So I started taking that daily, and it's really cool. It actually coats the lining of your stomach, so it creates this barrier. That, here we go, psyllium husk. So just looking up on Google, it's a soluble fiber derived from the seeds of the plantago, I'm probably really butchering this, ovada plant. It absorbs water in the gut, forming a gel-like substance that adds bulk to the stool. So without like getting gross and getting into all of that, it also controls blood sugar, supports gut health. It's considered a prebiotic, and it's beneficial for bacteria in the gut, and it helps to reduce inflammation. So I started taking that every day. I started seeing improvements almost instantly. And I've gotten to the point now where I'm not taking it at all. If I need it, I'll, maybe keep it on hand so I can take it. But that's definitely an excellent supplement if you or anyone you know is dealing with gut issues. It's one that I highly, highly recommend. It just did an excellent job of helping to just heal that, biome in my gut, because your gut and your brain are connected. So if there is a lot of stress going on in your life, or the foods you're eating are disrupting your digestion, your gut knows and your brain knows, and you're going to end up having stomach problems. You're going to have breakouts. You're going to have bloating and water retention and all of those things. Something that was super not helpful when I was on the journey to start healing my gut again was my doctors telling me they didn't know what was wrong and to reduce my stress. Okay, so yes, that is true, because again, that brain-gut connection, but yeah, I have a lot of a lot of things that I could say to walk away with absolutely no answers at all and just being told to try to reduce your stress. Yeah, not helpful. So I went on my own journey. So right now with the psyllium husk, which I'm not taking as much right now, I think I've mentioned this before. My morning coffee, this is something kind of newer that I started, but I have been doing a bulletproof coffee. I was adding collagen to my coffee for a while, which is fine. Collagen's really good for nails, skin, and hair health. I wasn't necessarily seeing a ton of benefits from it, but I switched instead, and it actually saves a lot of money too, to coconut oil in my coffee for a, what they call it, like fat coffee or bulletproof coffee. I know that you could also use ghee, or some people that can tolerate butter can use butter, and obviously only grass-fed, like real butter. But it's really, really good. So it adds just that little bit of coconut flavor to your coffee, which I personally love. It makes your coffee really, really creamy, and there are a ton of health benefits to coconut oil. So for skin health, it moisturizes and hydrates dry skin. And I am just reading this off of Google. It reduces inflammation and redness, and it possesses an antimicrobial properties that may help fight skin infection. I have definitely noticed since I started doing a little bit of coconut oil every day in my coffee that my acne, that I was getting a ton of breakouts during that really, really bad period with my digestion, and it's almost completely gone away. I recently did have another breakout. I'm not 100% sure what caused that, but it seems to be under control now, which is really awesome, because in the past when I would have a breakout, I would not be able to control it, and I would just get, breakout after breakout after breakout, which anybody that has dealt with acne knows how distressing that is. So coconut oil is a great supplement, and also a cheap, easy supplement that you can take every single day. Always get the cold pressed virgin coconut oil. You can actually get a big tub of it from Costco. I think it's like $20, and this thing will last. With two people, me and Philip, doing it every day, it lasts us about 2 months. So if you are living on your own, or a single person, and or just, maybe your spouse isn't interested in incorporating coconut oil, but you are, it would probably last you for like 3 or 4 months, just that big tub from Costco. I will try and link that in my notes so that you can, if you wanted to order that online, but it's probably easier to just go to your Costco store and pick up a tub of it. Okay, so for digestive health, I'm going to try to pronounce these. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing them. But it contains medium chain. I'm just going to use the abbreviation here, MCTs, which are easily digested and absorbed by the body. It may promote healthy gut bacteria and improve digestion. I definitely see that. Whenever I, in the past, tried to just take a spoonful of coconut oil, that kind of messed with my stomach a little bit. And even the first couple of times I put it in my coffee, it was, it took a couple of times, I think, for my stomach to kind of accept it. And now I could drink a Bulletproof coffee every morning with absolutely no problems. It's also good for heart health and weight management, which is, I think, really cool as well. It promotes a feeling of fullness and reduces calorie intake. MCTs may help boost metabolism and burn fat. Other benefits, coconut oil is a good source of vitamin E, which has an antioxidant properties. It may improve brain function and cognitive health, and it could be used as a massage oil to promote relaxation and improve circulation. That leads right into my next point about coconut oil, because it is just, I think it's like one of the best things. It's a faceted, multi-purpose supplement that you can use. I use coconut oil on my skin. I know I just went on about this Tree Hut body butter, which yes, I have been using that as well. But whenever I run out of my lotions or body butters, I like to use coconut oil as a replacement for lotion. It makes your skin so soft. It's amazing. If you get out of the shower and when you're still a little bit damp, just massage some coconut oil. You don't need a lot into your skin. Oh my gosh, it will give you the softest skin. I do not use it on my face. I know that some people, I'm going to take a sip of my matcha here real quick. Afternoon matcha, per usual. Some people will use it on their face. I cannot do that without breaking out, so I very much avoid my face area, but I'll use it everywhere else on my body, and it's great. I also noticed, and I have no idea if this is because of the coconut oil or not. I feel like it is, because I've never tanned so fast in the early spring months as I have this year. And I'm definitely giving credit to coconut oil for that. And yeah, I spend a lot of time, I walk outside and stuff, but I've never tanned this quickly. And I've also burned a lot less since I started using coconut oil as a moisturizer. I also love to use coconut oil as a hair mask. It's the easiest hair mask ever. Again, you're saving a ton of money on other products. I lather my hair up really, really, really good. I make sure everything is coated. I will put it in my hair in a slick back, go work out, wear it around the house, go on a long walk, whatever it is that I'm doing that day. It does need to sit in your hair for at least 30 minutes to fully absorb, but if you could do it even longer, it's better, just so it soaks into every strand. It's not the type of thing you can put in your hair for 5 minutes and wash it out. It needs to absorb. It's just the way it works. But after I wash that out, and then, sorry about that, I'm losing my voice, and shampoo and condition my hair like usual. Oh my gosh, I'll do my blowout, and then I like to do my heatless sock curls. My hair is so soft. It has reduced breakage in my hair, so I don't have as many split ends. It's glossy, it's bouncy, it feels light and airy. I cannot say enough good things about coconut oil. It's just one of my absolute favorite supplements of all time. We just got a fresh new tub from Costco, and I'm ready to jump back in and use it again. So coconut oil has been an absolute lifesaver for me. Let's see here. So going back kind of to my little coffee recipe that I do every day with the Bulletproof Coffee, I also I love the taste of like a honey cinnamon latte, but cinnamon actually has a lot of health benefits as well. And I'm going to go over a few of those real quick with you. So the way I do it, I always do a hot latte in the morning just because I like to have something warm to drink when I first wake up. It also gets everything moving. Coffee for IBS is not the best choice. However, since starting to heal my gut lining using psyllium husk and different things, I can now tolerate espresso. And espresso is less acidic, so I'll do 2 shots of espresso in my latte in the morning, and I like to have a hot latte with cinnamon and honey. And I use almond milk, so I always put the cinnamon, and I put like a liberal amount of cinnamon in the bottom of my cup with my honey, and then I'll also sprinkle a little bit on top. So cinnamon is good for blood sugar control. It may help regulate blood sugar levels by improving insulin sensitivity and reducing glucose absorption. This can be beneficial for people with type 2 diabetes. This is really, really important and really good for me and my family because there is a history of diabetes on my dad's side of the family. I got some blood work done late last year, and I was told that I'm pre-diabetic, which I want to go get that blood work done again because honestly, I have a really hard time believing that just with my lifestyle, but it does run in the family. So knowing that cinnamon is definitely a great supplement for anybody to take, but for me specifically, it also contains antioxidants that may help lower cholesterol and reduce the risk of heart disease. It also improves blood pressure and reduces inflammation in the arteries. It has antioxidant properties. It's rich in antioxidants, antimicrobial effects, cognitive function, and again, digestive health. Cinnamon may help improve digestion by stimulating the production of digestive enzymes and reducing inflammation in the gut. So, yeah, another great supplement that I think has helped me quite a lot. It reduces inflammation, improves oral health, boosts your mood, and enhances skin health. So again, working on the complexion, working on the digestion. It tastes good. Yeah, it's just another great thing that I daily incorporate into my diet. Aside from that, I'm not taking too many vitamins right now. I do take magnesium every day. I want to up my dosage. I am taking a lower dosage right now, and I'm supposed to split it up between morning and evening, and I keep forgetting to take my evening dose. So I want to change that. I need to remind myself. Maybe I need to do that after I'm done recording this episode, so I start doing that. But I take magnesium every day, and then I also take turmeric. So, and I won't get into this a bunch right now, but I had some, let's see. So I had some issues very early this year with a pregnancy loss, and found out after all of that I actually have several large fibroids. So I've been working on trying to naturally reduce the size of those fibroids. If that's something that you want to hear more about on fibroids and fibroid health, it's very common for women. Let me know, and I could dedicate an episode to just talking about fibroids. It's a lot to get into right now, but one of the things that helps in reducing the size of fibroids is turmeric. So I just take it in capsule form, but you can make a turmeric tea, or I think they call it, when you go to coffee shops, they call it like golden milk or whatever. And I've tried doing that at home. I didn't love it. So I haven't done that, but I have bought tea with turmeric in it. And again, I just don't love the taste. So I take it in a capsule form. But yeah, that's another, it has many, many benefits, and another great supplement. And it's another one that's great for your heart, inflammation, fighting free radical damage. So free radicals like pollution and sunlight, shielding the cells from damage. Let's see here, sorry. I believe it's also good for joint health. I'm not, right now in my little notes here, I'm not seeing much on that. Yes, joint pain. Okay. So yeah, I kind of wonder with upping my workouts a lot more this year, if that's why my recovery has been so much easier, is because I'm taking turmeric. It may help reduce joint pain. Some studies suggest that turmeric can help reduce joint pain and stiffness in conditions like some type of arthritis. I can't quite pronounce that, but it also improves brain function, may lower the risk of heart disease, aid in weight loss, it support digestion. So again, these are just all like multifaceted, multi-beneficial supplements. Another one for the fibroids that I do every single day and just love the taste of, but has so many great benefits, and I do consider it a supplement because of how awesome it is, and that is matcha. I talked a little bit about matcha in my last episode. We're looking for the ceremonial grade matcha only. We don't want organic matcha. We don't want to have like a nasty yellow color or a bitter taste. Real true matcha is going to be bright green, and it's going to taste very smooth. It will not have any bitterness at all. Matcha is very like full of antioxidants. It improves heart health, again, weight management. So it does a lot of the same things that all those other supplements we just talked about does. It also reduces stress and anxiety, which is really cool. So even though matcha has a lot of caffeine in it, instead of giving you that burst of like nervous energy like coffee does, it has something in it called 𝓕𝓮𝓮𝓵, and it's a calming and relaxing effect, reducing stress and anxiety levels. So I like to have a matcha latte in the afternoon, and it's true, it doesn't give you the jitters. It just kind of gives you this nice like zen energy. It's great for like pushing through the last half of your day, maybe when you have a little bit more work to get done. There's lots of recipes out there for matcha. Mine is super simple. My iced matcha, I just fill a glass with ice, add my milk, almond milk, and then I've been cold whisking. Again, I think I mentioned this in my last episode, but I cold whisk my matcha either in water or more almond milk, and then I'm adding more cinnamon to that, and then my honey. It's delicious. I absolutely love it. It also improves blood sugar control. So again, it's really good for people who are diabetic or pre-diabetic. Detoxification. It may help detoxify the body by removing heavy metals and other harmful substances. It's good for bone health, liver production, cancer prevention, immune system. It also may boost metabolism, improve digestion, and promote healthy skin. So you're feeding your skin, your skincare is in the foods and supplements that you take, working on that stomach and gut health. And it's just another great thing I feel like I've said this so much, but it's just another great supplement. Like I can't say enough about it. And then the only other thing that I take is a supplement called Bye Bye Bloat. And that is it's for water retention and occasional bloating. I just incorporate it every day when I'm taking my normal vitamins. It is just it's a dietary supplement designed to reduce bloating. It has probiotics, digestive enzymes, and botanicals such as fennel, dandelion, and parsley. And it does, I think it does work. I don't see these immediate benefits from it. Like it claims to work within a certain amount of time. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but I have noticed less inflammation when I take it. It also comes in this really, really cute packaging, which always helps as well. The company that makes it is called Love Wellness, and they have a whole line of different supplements. You can find them at Target. I honestly don't know if they sell them anywhere else. It might be Target exclusive, and you can also get them online. So I will link to that as well if that's something that you're interested in taking. But yeah, that's just the other thing that I like to personally take. I usually do 2 capsules once a day with my turmeric and magnesium, and then if I feel like I need them later, I'll take like 1 or 2 more. Let me see if I am missing anything. Oh, something else I want to talk about really quickly is getting enough sleep. This is one that has been very difficult for me, especially over the past couple of years. The job I was working, I was a front desk receptionist at a medical office, was honestly one of the most stressful things I've ever done in my entire life. I do not miss it at all, but I was not sleeping well during that time, and even afterward, just with some of the, some of the other things that happened at the beginning of the year that were super stressful. I was just not sleeping well at the time. And so that was, again, the cortisol issues that I was dealing with was definitely associated with not sleeping as much, just very high levels of cortisol. And before I continue talking about that cortisol, I just want to quickly go over what that is in case you don't know, because I obviously was aware of it, but I didn't understand how much it impacts literally everything. But cortisol is a steroid hormone produced by the adrenal glands located above the kidneys. It plays a crucial role in regulating the body's response to stress. It affects your metabolism, your immune function, your mood and cognitive function. It's just one of those things that if your cortisol is high, you're going to just see everything just go crazy in your body. You might gain weight, you might retain more water, you might get breakouts. So I was having so many issues with my cortisol during that time. And sleep definitely helps. Sleep is so good for you. And I'm working on getting back into a better sleep routine. Something that I like to do that I was not doing before is going to bed at pretty much the same time every night. Even if I'm not falling asleep right away, I'm in bed and I might put on a relaxing video or even a show if I'm catching up to that. I wear blue light glasses, which is super, super helpful. It helps your mind realize that it's time to shut down and get quiet for the evening. Blue light is terrible for you right before going to bed, so my blue light glasses definitely help. I like to watch, and I don't do this every night, but there's this YouTuber, and I'll link to him as well, but his channel is called Soul Walker, and he takes these videos just walking around Seoul in South Korea, the city of Seoul, and I don't know why, but it's just so relaxing, and I think Seoul is such a beautiful city, so that's one of my little nerdy things I like to do before going to bed. I also recently have been sleeping with an eye mask, so just having a darker environment has been really, really helpful. And then recently we started cracking the window, and there's something about hearing just the outside noises that just makes me fall asleep so much faster. So good sleep will definitely help with your cortisol and then all the things associated with stress, anxiety, stomach issues, skin issues, all of that. So those are kind of my current tips and tricks and things that I'm doing in my journey to gut health, the journey to lower cortisol and improving my skin and occasional acne issues. So this, again, is way longer than I meant it to be, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. If you like this type of episode and want to hear more about nutrition, gut health, things like that, let me know in the comments. As always, please like and share this video with your friends and family, and I hope to see you next week in another episode. Love you guys. Bye.